If people can't explain what you do or who you help, your business is going to grow very slowly. It's not that you're bad at what you do. It's because you're trying to speak to everyone. And when you speak to everyone, no one knows you are speaking directly to them. Today, we're talking about one of the biggest growth mistakes Christian entrepreneurs make. We try to be available to everyone instead of becoming known for serving a specific group of people. And if you stay with me today, I'm going to show you why the most successful brands in the world focus on one group of people and how that same principle can transform your local business. Welcome back to Small Business Growth Tools. I'm Lindsay Fletcher, and today we're talking about clarity in your marketing. Clarity is what drives sales. Clear messaging makes your name and your business's name pop up in someone's head when a friend says that they have the problem that you solve. And when your name pops up into their head, they are more likely to refer you to that friend, and you are more likely to get business. The problem we are talking about today is niching your marketing is hard, and it's also very necessary. Many small business owners say things like, I'll help anyone who needs my service. I work with a variety of people, or I can help anyone who is struggling with this problem. And while that may be technically true, and for most businesses, that actually is true, you probably can serve lots of different people. But the question is, should you be marketing to a broad group of people? The problem with this sort of plan is that when you market to general categories, it doesn't make light bulbs go off in anyone's heads that you're talking directly to them, and it makes you forgettable, unfortunately. I want to take a moment to acknowledge that this is a very hard thing to do. It's difficult to make this decision, and I have fought this in my own business, and I want to give you a couple of examples of how niching down has really worked in my business. And I'll give you two examples here. I went to a networking event where I got very specific about who I was talking to. I called out sales coaching for trades businesses, where I normally would have said something like service providers or local business. Do you see the difference there? The trades business owners in the room knew that I was talking directly to them, and 4 people came up to me after the meeting wanting to know how I could help them grow their sales. Now, the second example I'll give you here, and you may have noticed this one recently on this podcast, I have niched down who this podcast is targeting. I went from female entrepreneurs to Christian women in local small business. And the result has been that my downloads have gone up. This podcast is reaching more people and more listeners are tuning in now. And it's because a certain type of woman knows this show is for her. Not just women in general, but Christian women in local small business. And I know that this is hard to wrap your head around, and it's taken me a long time to get to the place where I knew this needed to happen. I also know that this is the smartest thing that I've done in a very long time. Well, in a while, right? So here's what I've also realized. Not niching down is actually a scarcity mentality. It's that you are worried that you're going to miss out on an opportunity or miss out on income. But I'm hoping the examples in this episode will really hit home for you. So let's go back to being forgettable. People cannot refer someone that they cannot remember. People don't know that you're speaking to them when you are vague on social media or when you are vague in a networking event. Your job is not to serve everyone. And we talked about this a little bit in the previous episode. And I want to give you an example of what I'm talking about so that you can kind of see how this works. Let's say that you serve moms. Well, if you said I serve moms, I am going to ask which moms, because as a mom of teenagers, my priorities, my responsibilities, my conversations, my business are all very different than when I was a mom of babies and toddlers. Do you see what I mean here? So when you say I serve moms, your ideal client thinks that you're talking about other moms, not her. When I say I serve moms over 40 who are being told everything is normal by their doctor, but they know something's off, your ideal client leans in to listen. She even may be saying in her head, oh gosh, that's me. And then she listens a little longer. She engages with you in some way, and she even asks how you can help her, right? But if I just say moms, or if you just say moms, she assumes that it's not her. She assumes that it's all the other moms out there. So I want to take a look at this from a larger household name brand scenario, okay? The most successful companies in the world do this niche marketing incredibly well. They serve a select group of people. And most of the time, you can whittle it down to 1 to 3 words in who they serve. They speak directly to one group of people, not because they only sell to those people. That's not actually true. They sell to many, many more people than that. But because they market to a group of people, it makes them memorable. Let me show you what I mean. ASICS markets to runners. Lululemon speaks to affluent yoga enthusiasts. Patagonia speaks to outdoor adventurers. Yeti speaks to outdoorsmen. Now, notice I didn't say women. They target their marketing towards men, and that's okay. Peloton speaks to home fitness enthusiasts. GoPro speaks to action sports athletes. Wrangler speaks to cowboys and ranchers. Carhartt speaks to blue collar workers. The list goes on and on and on. Bass Pro Shops, they speak to hunters and anglers. Fisher Price speaks to parents of babies and toddlers. Tinder speaks to singles dating. QuickBooks speaks to small business owners. Dave Ramsey as a brand speaks to people who want to get out of debt. Weight Watchers speaks to people losing weight or wanting to lose weight. AARP speaks to adults over 50. Do you see a trend here? They have niched down their marketing, and their brand serves a particular group of people. And these brands all make hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, here's the key. All of these companies sell to more people than just runners or just ranchers, right? But they are known for one audience. That clarity has driven their growth to household name brands, okay? Before we keep going, I want you to ask yourself one question. If you met someone at a networking event, could they clearly say who you help? Or would they say something like, I'm not really sure who she works with, or she does something with marketing, or she works with a lot of different people? If your answer is vague, your referrals will also be vague, and vagueness leads to no traction. And when you clearly speak to one group of people, something powerful happens. Names will start popping into people's heads when you say what you do. And that's how referrals are born. On social media, your ideal clients start listening because they know you're talking directly to them, or maybe to someone that they know. So here's an example. Imagine you say this: I help runners prevent injuries and improve their performance. Immediately, someone might think to themselves, oh, my friend Sarah runs marathons. You should speak to Sarah, right? Now, let's flip-flop it back the other way, and you say something like, I help people with their health. Well, no one knows who to send to you because that's too broad. It's too vague. It's too unclear, and it's forgettable. This one simple clarification clues people into who to send your way, okay? Let's look at this from a biblical angle as well. As Christian entrepreneurs, we should understand this whole niching thing very deeply, very clearly. Jesus spoke to many people throughout his ministry, okay? He didn't just talk to one group, but he was very clear about who he came for. In Luke 19:10, Jesus says, the Son of Man came to seek and save the lost. That was his mission. The lost was his audience. The lost was who he was here to serve. Jesus served many people in his ministry, but his message was very clear. He was here to serve the lost. And you can apply this same principle to your business. Your calling is going to require you to be very clear on who you serve and very clear in your marketing messaging. And I know as a Christian entrepreneur that you feel called to serve people, you feel called to help people, and that is so, so beautiful. But God also calls us to be specific stewards of the gifts that He has given us. Your assignment in business is not random. There is a group of people whose problems that you deeply understand and who you can serve really well. That group of people, you are speaking their language. You know their struggles and they break your heart. And you know the transformation that they can have by working with you. Your job is to relentlessly pursue understanding them and relentlessly pursue reaching them through your marketing. Not everyone, but the group of people that you are called to serve. So, what happens when you get clear? When you start speaking clearly to one group, people start remembering you. People start attaching your name to a specific group of people. Referrals start becoming easier. Your marketing becomes simpler and your message becomes stronger. Your content becomes sharper. And ironically, you end up attracting more people because of that clarity. Let's do a practical exercise here. I want you to ask yourself some questions. Who do you love serving the most out of all the people? Who do you love serving? Who gets the best results from your work? And who do you understand naturally? Oftentimes, we are called to serve the previous version of ourselves. So people who have gone through similar things to us, right? So who do you understand naturally? And who do you want more of in your business? Your ideal audience is usually hiding in those answers, okay? I want to go through some real life local small business examples so that you can apply this directly to your business and to your networking messaging and marketing. I've got a long list for you so you can see how this works and so that you can apply it in your marketing on social media or in your networking marketing, okay? So let's start with the first example. A family law attorney. Now, instead of saying I'm a family law attorney, you could say something like, I help fathers fight for custody and parenting rights. And immediately people start thinking of you when a man they know says they're getting divorced. You need to talk to this attorney because they work with divorcing dads, right? Let's talk about a business attorney for small business owners. Instead of saying you are in business law, you would say something like, I help small business owners set up and protect their businesses. And then every entrepreneur becomes a referral opportunity, right? Because you help them set up their businesses properly and you help them protect their businesses with contracts or trademarks or whatever it is that you do in the business space, right? Let's talk estate planning attorney. Families with young kids, right? So instead of saying you do estate planning services, you help parents create wills and guardianship plans for their kids. And parents instantly start connecting the dots between you and what they need to protect their children. Let's move into the med spa aesthetic space, okay? So let's say you have a med spa and instead of saying you do cosmetic treatments, you might say something like, we help women over 40 look refreshed and natural. It's clear who you serve and how you're going to serve them. That speaks to someone who doesn't want to look overfilled, who doesn't want to look over Botoxed, who doesn't want that frozen face look, but they're feeling like they're looking tired and they want a refreshed, natural look about them, right? Okay, let's say we're in the aesthetic space with teens. Instead of saying you do acne treatments, you could say, I help teen athletes clear sports-related acne. Parents of athletes immediately think of you, or they immediately go, oh, that's my teen. I need to contact them. They're specialists in this area. It does not mean you can't serve other people. It's that people understand who you're talking to, okay? Let's talk about maybe Botox and filler services. So instead of saying I do Botox and filler services, you could say I help brides look flawless on their wedding day. This could hone in on the wedding vendors sending referrals to you. It could be that my sister's getting married. She's not, she's already married, but my sister's getting married and I see your marketing or I hear about your services and I immediately think of my sister, right? That's the point, is you want people to think of themselves, their situation, or the people in their sphere that they know. Let's talk about some fitness and health related examples. You're a personal trainer. Instead of saying I do personal training, you're going to say I help moms rebuild strength after pregnancy. It's clear who you serve, right? Maybe you're a physical therapist. Instead of saying I am a physical therapist, you say I help runners prevent injuries and run pain-free. Running groups are going to become your referral hubs, right? Running groups are going to be the people that you need to market to. Instead of saying nutrition coaching, you could say something like, I help women manage PCOS through nutrition. That clues people in. And if I heard that, I know exactly who I'm sending your way because I had someone, as I was saying it, pop into my mind, right? Because it's specific. Okay, let's talk some service-based businesses. Let's say you do residential house cleaning. So instead of saying you do house cleaning or home cleanings, you're going to say we help new parents keep their homes clean during that newborn stage. Every baby shower guest knows who to recommend to you, right? Or refer to you. It might even be that if you start marketing to that subgroup of people, that might be a baby shower gift that they give, right? Let's say you're a landscaper, landscaping services. And instead of saying landscaping services, you're going to say we maintain landscapes for high-end homes. So you're going to be marketing to the people who live in, let's say, $1 million plus homes. You're going to create marketing that shows those $1 million plus homes that you have done landscaping services for, right? It's going to clue those people in who live in $1 million plus homes that you're the company to go to. Let's do some more examples in the financial services. So instead of saying I do tax preparation, maybe you say I help real estate investors reduce their taxes. So investor networks will then start sending referrals to you, or that would be a really great place to market yourself, right? Instead of saying wealth management, you might say, I help physicians build wealth and manage student loan debt. Doctors will start referring other doctors to you, right? Let's talk marketing agencies, for example. Instead of saying I do digital marketing services, you're going to niche down and you might say something like, we help restaurants increase reservations and repeat customers through social media marketing. Restaurant owners know exactly who you're talking to because when you say we help restaurants, if I'm a restaurant owner, I am immediately going, hey, that's me. I want increased reservations and repeat customers, right? These businesses, all of these businesses that I've mentioned, or all these types of businesses that I've mentioned in this episode, can serve more than just those groups of people. But they become known and well known for helping one group. And when people hear that, the clarity comes and names start popping into their heads. That's when referrals start happening, whether that is through social media or that's in-person marketing through networking, for example. Let's do some more examples with some vague language. And I have to laugh because one of a business coach that I'm working with right now posted in her private Facebook group that she's doing a jargon jar. And instead of a curse word jar, she's making people put $1 in for every jargon word they use because it's too vague and it's unmemorable, right? So let's do some more examples with some vague language. Maybe you're a business coach. So instead of saying, I help people reach their full potential, because when you hear someone say that, what happens in your head? I know that I think I don't even know what that means and I move on, right? I don't even listen. I clue out or I tune out. The clear version of this would be I help burnout corporate moms start service-based businesses so they can leave their 9-to-5. Now I know in my head, I start having people popping up. I may think something like, oh my gosh, my best friend hates her corporate job and would love to work for herself. She needs to connect with you, right? Let's talk marketing consultant. I help businesses grow online. Well, that's vague. Great. No one knows you're talking to them, right? But if you say something like, I help local restaurants fill more tables using social media marketing, now I know who to refer to you. Or if I see your social media marketing, I know to connect you with my restaurant owner friends, right? Or I may send them that post and say, hey, have you worked with them? Or hey, is this something that you're doing currently? This might be a good fit for you, right? Let's go back to the fitness trainer example. Instead of saying, I help people get healthy, I'm going to maybe call out, I help women over 40 lose weight and rebuild strength without crazy diets. Because anyone that's in their 40s has done all of the dieting, right? We've had all the keto and the Atkins and the Weight Watchers and all the things, right? So someone might think to themselves, oh my gosh, my mom would love that because she knows that the crazy dieting doesn't work for her. She can't stick to it, right? Another example would be a realtor, a real estate agent. Instead of saying, I help people buy and sell homes, you might say, I help first-time home buyers navigate their first purchase without getting overwhelmed. Now everyone knows that you are the first-time home buyer agent. You represent them and you know the specifics of a new buyer, right? And a first-time purchase. Okay? Back to the med spa. We offer aesthetic services. The clear version would be we help women over 40 look refreshed and natural without looking done. Now the audience is crystal clear on who you serve, okay? It doesn't mean you can't serve people that are under 40. It's just that your ideal client is 40 or over, and they want a refreshed and natural look without looking like they're overfilled or over frozen, right? All right, the photographer. I do photography. Well, okay, but that doesn't tell me what kind of photography. I have no idea who to refer to you if you just say, I do photography. But a clear version of that would be, I photograph high school seniors who want bold magazine style portraits. Now parents know exactly who you're talking to. And if their daughter or son wants bold magazine style portraits, you're the photographer they think of. So I realize that you may be listening and thinking, okay, I'm game. I'll niche down my marketing after listening to this episode, but I don't even know where to start. I don't know who my particular group is. I don't know who I'm supposed to be speaking to. So I'm going to give you 5 questions to discover the one group that you should be speaking to. Okay. Question number 1, who do you naturally understand? Whose problems make immediate sense to you? Whose struggles do you understand without needing a super long explanation or diving deep into the weeds? So some examples would be maybe former corporate professionals understand corporate burnout, right? Or former athletes understand athletes. Moms understand moms, right? So sometimes the people that you are called to serve are the people that you used to be. Number 2, who gets the best results from your work? I want you to look at your happiest clients, your best case studies, your easiest wins, the people that had success when working with you. Who gets the transformation fastest, okay? Who implements your advice the quickest? There will be groups of people, even though they're in that moms over 40 who wants to look refreshed and blah, 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 right? There are moms who will take action in that group and there are moms who will not. You want the action takers, right? So you're going to even further niche your marketing messaging to the people that are going to step forward and take action. Those people are your ideal group of people. The people that get the best results from your work should shape who you speak to. So who gets the best results from your work? Number 3, who do you enjoy working with the most? Not every client is your ideal or right client. Not every client is going to give you energy and not every client is going to make you excited, okay? So I want you to ask which clients leave you feeling excited and which clients make you think, I want 10 more of you. I want 10 more of clients just like you. Your ideal audience should feel energizing, not draining, okay? You should be excited to do the work that you're called to do. Number 4, Who do other people already associate you with? So ask yourself, what kinds of people do others already send to me? What patterns show up in those referrals? Sometimes your niche is already forming. You just haven't learned, or you just haven't learned exactly who it is, and you haven't leaned into it yet. So pay attention to who people are already thinking of when they hear your name. And the referrals that you get, there's probably some patterns in there. Okay. Number 5, whose problem are you most passionate about solving? This is a calling question. I want you to ask, what problems make you want to help immediately? What situations break your heart a little bit and make you want to go, we're not doing that anymore. I can help with this. So here's some examples. A financial coach who hates seeing people trapped in debt. You immediately think Dave Ramsey, right? A career coach who hates seeing women undervalued at work, or a marketing strategist who hates seeing small businesses being invisible. That's me. That's me. I hate that. I want your business to be so visible and so clear on your messaging that people know exactly who you serve. So here are my final thoughts on this episode. You do not need to serve everyone to build a successful business. In fact, you are called to serve a select group of people, and you need to become known for serving that particular group. The goal is not to exclude everyone or to exclude people. Those people may still come to you, but the goal is to be very clear. Going back to that ASICS example, ASICS markets to runners. Do they only sell to runners? No, they don't only sell to runners. I know lots of people who wear ASICS that don't exercise. They like the shoes, okay? But ASICS, because they went after the runners, that's the market they own, right? That's the group of people they serve. So clear messaging creates potential clients who will say, hey, that's me. Or it creates referrals because it makes other people think, hey, I know someone for that. So if this episode helped you think differently about your audience, make sure that you follow or subscribe to the show so that you don't miss future episodes on sales, marketing, and relationship-driven business growth. And if you know another business owner who struggles with explaining what they do, send this episode to them. Because when we get clear about who we serve, we make it easier for the right people to find us. As always, I am praying for you and I'm praying for your business, and I'll talk to you next week.